Guys, I don't want to sound alarmist, but these breaking news that we currently have are really, really worrying. The SEC is suing Paxos, who is issuing the BUSD stablecoin by Binance. So the SEC is saying that Paxos, New York-based Paxos, issued a non-registered security with BUSD. And now Paxos is being requested not to issue any more of those BUSD tokens, of the one-to-one pegged tokens, $1 versus 1 BUSD. Now this is a big deal. It seems like the SEC has issued a Wells notice to Paxos. So this seems to be a regulatory letter telling Paxos that they're intending to enforce the regulation, that they're intending to sue. And so BUSD seems to be not legit anymore, right? There has even been some rumors in the past, right, that a wrapped version of BUSD, which was PBUSD, wasn't always one-to-one backed. So we had that issue that might have sparked all of this. And so that's then when Paxos was actually investigated by the SEC. And now we have this exact thing at hand. BUSD can't be issued anymore. Now, why is this a big deal? It's simply because of the size of BUSD. BUSD is really, really large. It's like 16 billion in terms of market cap. 16 billion are sitting somewhere in an account, hopefully, right, by Paxos. And this line here apparently is going to go down. Binance itself, right, I think roughly a year back or so, they enforced on their platform that all of these stable coins are getting swapped into BUSD. So there was no Tether anymore, there was no DAI anymore, etc. All these stable coins on Binance, or at least the majority of them, had to be BUSD. And so Binance is completely focused on BUSD. And when now BUSD isn't legal, apparently, this will frighten a lot of people. And we can already see this. BNB versus Ethereum is going down. It just starts to go down, but who knows how much further it will go down. So far, it underperformed 5.5% or so in the last 2 or 3 hours. And these news are actually 8 hours old. So some people have been early with selling here. I would not be surprised that once this news spreads a bit further, that BNB is going to underperform ETH even further. And it might even have a ripple effect, right? It might also push down Ethereum. It might also push down Bitcoin. And the reason being is stablecoins are the backbone of DeFi, right? If you don't have stablecoins, then like at least physically backed stablecoins, right? Otherwise, we'd only have DAI, for example. If we don't have physically backed stablecoins anymore because they're apparently illegalized, right? They're illegal according to the SEC, then what kind of serious money can you still deploy into DeFi? So this is really big news. Hedge yourself accordingly. If you've got very, very strong BNB exposure, make sure you're not overexposed. Rather pull your money out as quickly as you can. I don't think the BUSD peg will instantly break, but who knows? This might accelerate further and further. So, right, take off your risk as much as you can. Take off your money from Binance if you haven't yet. Take off your money from the Binance Smart Chain if you can. Don't have all your money in BUSD. And of course, reduce your BNB exposure. Let this all settle, see where this actually goes, how bad this all gets. But so far, this is not good news. This is a big deal. BUSD is a really, really big player in the stablecoin market. And Gary Gensler, who used to be relatively lax with regulation, has now really put out the bombshell, so to speak, right? This is a big deal. So be careful and don't underestimate this. These kind of things can accelerate and can create all kinds of ripple effects simply just by the psychological effect. If you found this helpful, right, feel free to also continue to discuss this in the Telegram channel. We've got a Telegram channel. It's Bitcoin Strategy Channel. Simply search for that within the Telegram app. Looking forward to see you there and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.